Hi there gamers, welcome to some EGX Rezzed coverage on mygameslounge.com. We had a fantastic time when we went down to London to see all the cool indie games at EGX Rezzed this year. We met some developers we've known for a while, we met some new ones, and we played some incredible games. Now we've brought you some exclusive interviews from EGX Rezzed, and we started off with some from Monstrum and Team Junkfish, as well as Sublevel Zero, the cool 6 Degree of Freedom game. Today on mygameslounge.com we've had Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns interview, we've also had Eden Star interview, and we've got a Dex interview coming up later. But now we're going to check out some Versus Evil games in Toren, which is absolutely stunning, and Kyn, which is an incredible RPG made by just 2 people. Enjoy.
How's the impressions of Toren gone down with the people that have been playing it?
So far, Toren's just been amazing. Here and every other trade show we've taken the game to, it's really shown up to be this game that pulls people in with the graphics and the visuals, unique art styles you can see behind me. But then once people actually start playing the storyline and figuring out that this is a new story, a new adventure game that most people have never played before, it really hooks people. So there's oftentimes we get people to play 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time because it's really one of those engrossing games that pulls people in.
Yeah, well, the kind of impressions I got when I first saw the trailer was a kind of a Portuguese Brazilian take on what an ICO type game would be, and that's the word that keeps getting comparison to it. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. So the team, the developer's called Sword Tales, and they are out of Brazil. Lots of influence by ICO, Shadow Colossus, games like that. So a lot of the character movements, a lot of the puzzles will be things like that. However, the story and the adventure and what you're actually doing as Moonchild, the main character, is solely, uniquely Brazilian. So it's based on Brazilian mythology and Brazilian folktales and the story of Moonchild. So it's a good combination of like Ico and that sort of gameplay mixed in with this Brazilian world they've created.
What would you describe the actual game as? Is it like an adventure or a puzzle, or is it just like a mixture of so many different types of genres?
So it's actually, we like to think of it as a true adventure game. That being said, it does have plenty of puzzles, plenty of things you have to, kind of explore and figure out on your own. But it's definitely a full-fledged adventure, kind of learn as you go style game, adventure game.
Awesome, but the visual style of it is absolutely beautiful. It looks, as a visual level and as a play level, it looks very much close to release. Is it pretty much ready?
We're getting very close, so it's going to be sometime very, very soon. Thinking April, May time frame. We're getting there. What you see behind me is still an older build.
Okay.
So we're getting very close to releasing. We're super happy. It's going to be for Steam, which is PC or Mac, as well as PS4.
Awesome. That's really, really cool. I mean, it's one of the games that stands out. Another game that I was having to go on earlier was Kyn.
Yep.
Which is an RPG style, almost like an old school Baldur's Gate Diablo style game.
You nailed it, definitely.
Can you just tell us about that and what gamers could expect from Kyn?
Yeah, so you actually nailed it pretty much. It is a good combination of like the Baldur's Gate and the Icewind Dales of the world, combined with some of the more modern like Diablo mechanics of killing a bunch of things, right, collecting loot and all that good stuff. But Kyn actually is not your typical indie game. It's actually a full-fledged RPG. It's got 20 to 30 hours of gameplay. It's got multiple levels. Some dungeons and some levels some have taken up to 5 hours to complete, which that's pretty intense. It's got the full crafting system that you'd expect. So there's pretty much any item, any weapon, any piece of armor you see in the game, you can construct yourself if you find the right materials. But Kyn actually does a few unique things for itself that really makes it stand out. So first off, your traditional RPG has you controlling one character. You might have a party of AI characters, something like that. With Kyn, you actually can have up to 6 playable characters, and they're fully customizable. So you can have your warriors set up however you want to. You can have mages set up however you want to. You can have nothing but warriors. It's totally up to you as a player to customize your group and your characters how you want to. The other cool thing about Kyn is that there's going to be times where you might be going through a valley or you might be going into a dungeon. All of a sudden there's this trap that's about to kill your entire party. Well, the way to deal with that is hit spacebar on the PC, and that will slow down time dramatically, so you can have a few seconds, some time, to really figure out what to do. What do I do next? Or during combat, say you get ambushed, hit spacebar, and you can set up your reactions tactically. You can link attacks, link abilities. You can figure out flanking maneuvers. Really tactical ideas and movements there in combat with spacebar. Freeze time, slow time.
Yeah, it was a really cool, interesting feature. I was impressed at the amount of customization options, like you said, for an indie game.
Definitely.
What kind of scale is the game overall? Does it take a plot, or is it more just explore and make your own game?
So that's where the developer, Tangerine Entertainment, really shines. It's just two guys. So I say Tangerine Entertainment, that is the developer, but it's really just two guys
Cool.
making the full game. And they've created this world where you've got a main story that you're kind of following, but it's a fully living, breathing world full of optional quests, full of things that happen in the game that you can do or not do, things you get to skip over. It's got artifacts you can go hunt down. It's got puzzles in the game that you have to, maybe to get through certain levels, you might have to figure out how to redirect lights, or you might have to solve certain bigger world puzzles to even open up bigger old gates. So it's a good combination of a kind of open world game with some story-driven quests. And the Tangerine Entertainment guys have done a great job.
Yeah, the build, again, another build that looks here very, very almost playable, if you like, from a full game point of view. How close is this game to being
That's another one getting very close. We haven't really announced the full release date, but it's going to be very, very soon.
So, summery, autumn time?
Yeah, looking summer-ish, give or take.
Okay, cool.
If not sooner, which is entirely possible.
No, it's brilliant.
But once again, can't say enough. Full-fledged RPG, not your typical indie game.
No, Doctor. Is that a PC and...
Initially coming out to Steam, so it's going to be Windows and Mac.
Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Thank you for speaking to us on those games.
Thank you.
For more EGX Rezzed coverage, get yourself to mygameslounge.com/EGX.